The revelation of Richard's deceit was like a punch to the gut. I felt a mix of emotions, anger, betrayal, and a deep sense of disappointment. Richard, the man we had admired and followed, had been using ChainUnity for his personal gain. The grand vision he had painted was nothing more than a smokescreen for his greed. Tom and I spent the following days digging deeper into the extent of Richard's embezzlement. We discovered a complex web of hidden transactions and offshore accounts. It was a clever scheme, one that would have gone unnoticed if not for Richard's increasingly erratic behavior. As we unraveled the truth, we also grappled with the question of what to do next. We knew we had to confront Richard, but we also had to consider the team. They deserved to know the truth, but we were also aware of the impact this revelation would have on them. One evening, after another long day of investigation, Tom and I sat in the empty office. The screens around us were dark, the usual hum of activity replaced by a heavy silence. "We need to tell the team," Tom said, breaking the silence. I nodded, knowing he was right. But the thought of shattering their trust, their dreams, weighed heavily on me. We decided to confront Richard first. We needed to hear his side of the story, even if it was a feeble attempt to justify his actions. The following day, we walked into Richard's office, our resolve firm. We were ready to fight for ChainUnity, for our team, and for the dream we all shared. Little did we know, the battle was just beginning. The morning we decided to confront Richard dawned bright and clear, a stark contrast to the storm brewing in our minds. Tom and I walked into the office, our usual morning greetings replaced by tense nods. The team sensed the change in atmosphere, but we offered no explanation. Not yet. We found Richard in his office, hunched over his computer. He looked up as we entered, his eyes narrowing slightly. "What can I do for you, gentlemen?" he asked, his voice smooth. But I could see the flicker of unease in his eyes. Tom and I exchanged a glance before I took a deep breath and began. I told him about the encrypted messages, the hidden transactions, the offshore accounts. I watched as Richard's face remained impassive, his eyes cold. When I finished, there was a moment of silence. Then Richard leaned back in his chair, a slow smile spreading across his face. "I see," he said, his voice eerily calm. "And what do you plan to do with this information?" "We plan to tell the team," Tom said, his voice steady. "They deserve to know the truth." Richard's smile didn't waver. "And you think they will believe you?" Two junior programmers over their founder. "We have proof," I said, meeting his gaze. "And we believe in the team. They deserve better than a leader who uses them for his personal gain." Richard's smile faded, replaced by a look of contempt. "All great advancements require sacrifices, Ivan," he said, his voice cold. "You're too naive to understand that." I left Richard's office that day with a heavy heart. His words echoed in my mind, a stark reminder of the betrayal we had uncovered. But as I looked at my team, at the people who had become my second family, I knew we had made the right decision. We were ready to fight for ChainUnity, for our dream. And this was just the beginning. The day we decided to reveal Richard's deceit to the team was one of the hardest days of my life. The office was buzzing with the usual morning energy, but Tom and I were in a world of our own. We had a task to complete, a truth to reveal, and it weighed heavily on us. We gathered the team in the conference room, the same room where I had been introduced as the newest member of ChainUnity. The room was filled with curious faces, their eyes reflecting questions that we were about to answer. I took a deep breath and began. I told them about Richard, about the encrypted messages, the hidden transactions, the offshore accounts. I watched as their faces changed from confusion to shock to anger. There were gasps, murmurs, and finally, silence. Sophia was the first to break the silence. "What do we do now?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. Her question hung in the air, a testament to the uncertainty we were all feeling. "We fight," Tom said, his voice firm. We fight for ChainUnity, for our dream. There was a moment of silence, then May stood up. I'm in, she said, her voice strong. One by one, the others followed. They voiced their anger, their disappointment, but above all, their resolve to save ChainUnity. We spent the rest of the day planning our next steps. We decided to oust Richard and take control of the project. It was a daunting task, but we were ready to face it together. We were not just a team, we were a family. And we were ready to fight for our family. As I left the office that night, I looked back at the building that had become my second home. It was dark and silent, but I knew it was filled with hope. Hope for a better tomorrow, hope for ChainUnity. And as I walked away, I knew we were on the right path. We were ready to fight, and we were ready to win. In the days following our revelation, ChainUnity underwent a transformation. Richard was ousted, and we, the team, took control of the project. The office was filled with a renewed sense of purpose, a determination to rectify the damage done and bring our original vision to life. We worked tirelessly, often into the early hours of the morning. We had a lot to do: secure the company's funds, reassure our stakeholders, and most importantly, rebuild the trust that had been shattered. But we faced each challenge head-on, united by our shared commitment to our dream. One evening, as we were wrapping up another long day, Sophia suggested we take a break. We've been working non-stop, she said. We need to remember to celebrate our victories, no matter how small. And so, we found ourselves in the break room, gathered around a makeshift table laden with takeout and soda. We raised a toast to ChainUnity, to our team, and to our future. It was a simple moment, but it was filled with a sense of camaraderie and hope that was more potent than any motivational speech. In the weeks that followed, we slowly but surely began to see progress. We secured our first round of funding, our user base started to grow, and we even received a feature in a popular tech magazine. But more than the external validation, it was the internal growth that mattered the most. We had faced a crisis together, and it had made us stronger. As I look back on our journey, I am filled with a sense of pride. Pride in our team, in our resilience, and in our ability to turn a crisis into an opportunity. We had been betrayed by our leader, our dream had been tainted, but we had refused to give up. We had fought for ChainUnity, and we had emerged stronger. The story of ChainUnity is far from over. We have a long way to go, and I am certain we will face more challenges along the way. But I am also certain that we will face them together, as a team, as a family. Because at the end of the day, ChainUnity is more than just a company. It's a testament to the power of dreams, the power of teamwork, and the power of resilience. And it's a journey I am proud to be a part of.